artists from that generation, maybe, they kind of had their heyday in the 90s.
Like KRS?
Like KRS had his, you know what I'm saying, had his heyday. He had that run. But we didn't see his 2000s run.
We ain't see his 90s run.
Don't put some respect on.
He barely made it to the 90s.
And put some respect on KRS.
He barely made it.
From
what I know.
He made it though. Okay.
Once Biggie came on the scene, niggas ain't want to hear that bullshit.
Come on. He was teaching. He was preaching knowledge. Watch him. Well, it's 50 years of hip hop. Watch your mouth, nigga. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But yes, LL was the original Drake in terms of I'm getting older with the sport, but I know how to age with the sport.
Yeah.
People don't look at me and go like, yo, LL is on the he's on tour right now. He's on the Force tour. He's also going to release an album soon called The Force. So I ain't gonna lie, man. I know Jay-Z is giving us the 444, and that was the reflective state of his life. As I look back on 444 now, it scares me because I like this so much, but it did kind of feel that this is me bowing out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is just my opinion. Again, he doesn't have to do any of this. When it's certain ones of y'all that can do it at the highest level and can still are able to do it, I would like to see. It's impressive to see LL still touring. It's impressive to see him still trying to put an album out when what the fuck else does he have to prove?
50.
You know what I'm saying? 50.
He's on tour.
50 on tour. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's gonna get back into music, but he did do a feature on Nas Hit Boy joint, right? Yeah. So it's kind of just to see our elder statesmen show that it shows that you can age gracefully.
Yeah.
It shows that when we look at the pop artists and the rock artists, and when they age, we don't put them in the box of, we don't listen to their music no more. Well, their fan base doesn't put them in the box and go, oh yeah, he's not in his 30s no more. He's so we don't. He's not in his 20s anymore, so we don't think that's relevant anymore. They don't do that over there. So I feel like it's so important for us to do that in hip hop and rap. You know what I'm saying, in our culture, because it gets to show that you can be there can be some longevity here. It doesn't have to be a young man's game. Why is rap? Why is it that rap is the only young man's game? These motherfuckers be touring. There is
a place for older rappers.
Yeah, like when you go to other genres, they tour till like they're 70. Like, what are we talking about?
I am 1000% agree with you, but I also want to be frank and I want to be honest. Like sometimes the slaps that was slapping in yesteryear, them shits don't hit today.
Don't do that.
Nah, for real. Seriously,
you can put some slaps
like they're not gonna slap for everybody.
A hop, a hip to the hip. I don't want to hear that shit. So it's hard to translate through generations when that shit was just in the moment.
I do appreciate how SaVon is very unfiltered. Like he says whatever is on. He disrespects the classic hip hop. He's like, yeah,
crazy.
No, I'm not even being. I'm being like, if you really think about it,
like the Sugar Hill bit, like
you can is. And I don't know, maybe it's just my ears. But generally speaking, it's probably a little bit easier to listen to like Eye of the Tiger. Right. Eye of the Tiger.
Okay, I'm not with you there.
No, I'm not saying I'm turning that on. I'm not saying I'm turning it on.
Or off.
Right? But there's certain songs, certain artists from that time, from that culture, that just aged a little better than the hit.
A
hip to the hit to the vimmer to the vimmer to don't stop.
Let me tell you something.
Boogie, the Sugar Hill gang, bang, the boogie, and the bang, bang, boogie.
The Sugar Hill gang is still performing. Okay? So I ain't gonna let you do that. That's the hip hop shit that you over here.
For like 500 people.
Like, no, the fuck they not, actually. No, they are not. And this is the fuck. Y'all stop fucking laughing.
I'm not laughing.
Wipe your face. Wipe the smile off your face. Here. Respect rap.
No, I'm not disrespecting rap. SaVon just made me giggle. I
blame
can't stop.
Respect.
A hip to the bip and the both stop.
Shut up.
In the bang bang.
Respect hip hop, nigga.
Like, what are we talking about?
Shut up, nigga. Respect rap.
It don't age sometimes, bro.
It age.
Like, it's alright to say that.
No.
So I get it. There's two things happening at the same time.
Yes.
One thing is hip hop is a young man's sport.
It don't gotta be
though. The other thing is the slaps don't slap from the 80s like that.
That's not true, because I was just at Rock the Bells Fest telling y'all.
But you're a music aficionado.
No, I think people do appreciate the old school hits still. Like, people do appreciate it.
The bridge is over.
Stop.
The bridge is over.
Stop. You're about to make me mad at here. You're about to make me mad at here.
The bridge is over.
Stop it.
SaVon's gonna get us canceled.
No, I don't want to bump that shit, bro.
No, but we need to bump that shit. And this,
we don't.
Yes, we do.
We do need to respect it.
Yes, we do.
Respect it and bump it is different.
Okay, all right, so let me ask y'all a question. How long do you want for your rap and hip hop faves? How long do you want their runs to be?
I want them shits to hit.
No. Answer the question. That's a whole nother statement. Answer what I just asked you. How long do you want your faves runs to be? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm getting a little depressed that Kendrick and J. Cole and Drake and them is about to be 40.
Nah, but listen,
I'm getting a little tight at that because our generation, our culture tells us, oh, well, I bet they got about 4 or 5 more years where we don't take them serious no more.
But you know why they're gonna live forever?
Why? If they do it so well.
You know why they're gonna live forever?
I'm listening.
Because they got that heat.
Okay, but
their music is gonna.
I'm about to age
let me
you.
get my shit back.
You right? Get it over.
Their music is gonna translate into the different generations. Now, not to anybody's fault. Back in the 79, 80,
I'm about to crack your head. Watch this.
Do whatever you want to do, right? Let me just finish what I gotta say. Not that anybody was thinking that far, because we always say whoever would have thought hip hop would make it this far, right? Yeah. So back in 79, 80, whenever the birth year, the inception of hip hop came, nobody was thinking about 2023. Cool. So you made music for that moment, and that's what it was. But that shit don't hit today. But see, and so it's hard for me to...
To some people it does, though.
To some people it might, but to the next generation, I'm not saying there's people that don't care, but it doesn't pass down generationally the way that a 50 Cent will. Like 50, let's talk about...
50 Cent does, yes.
Like a Nas, right? I think Illmatic, a little bit before Illmatic, maybe there's a few outliers. We're talking about LL Cool J. Like even Will Smith. Salute to Will Smith. His music don't hit today. No. He got a song or two that you're gonna listen to because it's probably a dope song for that moment. But his entire catalog doesn't translate to today.
Yes, it does. I listen to Switch every morning while I'm walking to the office.
Tell him because he
like come on,
and she know the words. And this is the
I'm kidding.
She's wearing them on her shirt, bro. Like that's your fan. Generally speaking, it doesn't translate, bro. Hippa to the hot nigga.
It's funny, right? Watch this. Now it's funny, right? I know it's fucking funny. You like the fucking joke because you making me mad. You know music make me mad. We're older than Coi Leray, right?
Facts.
Yes.
The Message by Melle Mel has been reiterated, remixed, and resampled like 500 times over.
And I love that.
No, you don't, because you just sat here and told me that the music from that era doesn't translate to these new niggas. So why is it that a Coi Leray who is younger than us she just flipped the message for girls is players too. That song is from that era, bro. So my whole thing is like sampling and us doing shit like that has always kept those types of music like relevant. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
I don't think that like completely. Come on, that's a great point, but I don't think that completely negates SaVon's point because he's saying like, okay, you're taking elements of the message and making them into 2023.
But without
so it's kind of like you guys are coming to like a happy medium.
But without the message, we don't have this at all. That's the whole point. So they're still pulling from it. Then.
I'm not knocking that, and I'm glad that we do infuse that generation with today. But what I'm saying is the reason why, like 90% of Coi Leray, I would even go as far as to say 95% of Coi Leray's fan base doesn't hear that song and think Melle Mel. Right now, I'm not saying that's to anybody's fault or anybody's detriment. What I am saying is that that song, the original song, has not translated into this current generation as saying this is a Melle Mel song. This is he is just not. It hasn't.
But if the song came here though, right? Even if you don't identify it with it being Melle Mel, it still got here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't. That's the whole point I'm trying to make, bro. I don't care if they're not familiar with Melle Mel. Let's talk about Wu-Tang. How many fucking Wu-Tang joints have been freaking flipped?
A ton of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank God.
We can't just thank God for it too. You know what I'm saying? That's what, because my real beef, SaVon, is it's all fun and games because I'm with you, bro. Some of them joints, I ain't gonna lie. Some of them joints ain't aged correctly. Because I'm with you on some.
That's all I'm saying,
I'm with you on some of that. But the problem is, bro, like this is why rap gets put into a box. We literally have expiration dates on our biggest, most talented acts.
Some of them niggas need that.
Okay, well, what about the ones that don't? Because like I said, the Bon Jovis and them niggas, they perform till 70.
But some of their people need that shit too.
What you mean?
Some of their artists like...
Wait, Alex, are you saying that the fact that Wu-Tang and Melle Mel are being sampled even to this day, that does mean that it translated? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I get his point. I get your point.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Even though people might not recognize that the original track was them.
The message,
The message,
Hibbity hop up off this motherfucking podcast. You keep talking that bullshit.
Yo, bro, I'm trying to tell you, it's not bullshit, bro.
No,
bro,
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Your point is valid. I'm not fighting you on that point.
Yeah, because
all right,
because we're gonna be mad.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually had a chance to have an interaction with Melle Mel, right?
Me too.
And when I met him, he had
muscles.
Yeah, he had mad muscles.
A lot of muscles. So watch your fucking mouth.
Nah, I'm gonna talk my shit because I ain't never gonna see that nigga again. I don't think.
Imagine he's like an avid need to know listener.
You never know.
He sent the diss track to Eminem, so he listened.
And then he apologized for it. If you send a diss track and apologize for your
liked it.
Like, come on,
that's crazy.
I kind of liked it.
Ass work.
I kind of liked it,
bro. Think about how booty you got. Yo, imagine we dropped a pod and came back next week. Like, yo, I'm sorry for releasing that shit. So, like, bro, the nigga had some ass work.
I kind of liked it. I'm gonna send it to you so you can play it. But keep talking.
He didn't like it. What I'm saying is, when I met Melle Mel, he still had this chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't feel like he gets that just due. The reason why he was talking so reckless and crazy about Eminem is because he's like, yo, why is everybody like praising this guy and giving him all these accolades and saying he's the God MC? No, I'm the God MC. Yeah. I started this shit. Like, he feels slighted, right? And so although people are sampling his shit, I don't know what the royalties look like. I don't know how much he's profiting off of all of these people flipping his song. There's still a part of you being an artist and a creative where you want that credit and recognition for what it is that you've done. And these artists from the older previous generation, they don't get that because their original music has not translated in that way to still capture the new generation. That's my point. I'm not saying the influence isn't there. I'm with you. The samples, we need it. I love it. I'm glad that's how they can inject themselves into today's music. But 95% of Coi Leray's fan base is not going to hear that and be like, yo, bro, this was Melle Mel. And Melle Mel is this person. Because we don't need to. We haven't had to. And again, the music don't translate. This shit is not, it ain't it. I'm
gonna know you all my life. So in 5 to 10 years, bro, when all of the greats that we love right now, who we've loved since 2010s and all of that shit, and you already don't like any of the new shit right now.
No, I do.
No, you don't. Not the new rap. No, you don't. You don't gotta lie.
Who's new? Give me one nigga that's new.
Bro, I don't.
Now say somebody new. Test me, quiz me.
Roddy Ricch. I don't know.
I like that nigga. See, look, you're wrong.
Do you? Lil Yachty.
No, I don't like that nigga.
I know. You're right. I don't like that nigga. In 10 years, I'm gonna ask you this question, bro. I'm gonna ask you what you're listening to, what's your fave of, and by that time, which is no biggie, because we're all R&B heads in here. We'll probably full be R&B, but you're right. Maybe some of this stuff isn't translating the most, even though it's being sampled. That's not my argument. My argument is we need to allow our culture and genre to grow properly. And we don't do that because of the age limit we put on this shit, yo. You get what I'm saying? Like that.
I think that's changing though. I think that's an old narrative.
I know, because LL about to put out an album.
But not just the LL. I think, again, I think the what a lot of hip hop people like to call the golden era, I think they bridge that gap. The gap that we're looking for of the Beatles and the Eagles and all of those historic bands who will never die out, never go anywhere.
Ever.
I think that, unfortunately, is almost like the Melle Mels and Kumo D's and all those guys. They're almost like prehistoric, right?
Well,
and then as history has gone on in hip hop, we've reached a point in hip hop where mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s is where now that's where the influence really began. That for a lot of people is like the quote unquote birth that will translate generations. The Nas's, the 50s.
That's the platinum era.
You get whatever era you want to call it, right? The Snoop Dogg's, all of these guys, the Hoves, the Eminems, the Dr. Dre's, like that era, like it's always going to be relevant.
Like the classic era.
And that's where, unfortunately, it feels like it truly began because my generation, right? Our generation can appreciate it, listen to it, sing every single word, buys the tickets to go see 50. Then you got the people who actually grew up with 50, our parents. There's some grandparents who I was like, yo, shit, who passed that down, where there's a certain era of rap that just got lost in translation. And that's what happens when you're the first to do something at times.